Fifine is a company that I've recommended many of their products to family and friends, but I've actually never personally used any of them. And when they wanted to send out their A6T microphone bundle set for me to try, I was super excited to test it out. This specific microphone set is focused on both gaming and streaming alike, and it is such a good microphone, so let's get started. So first off, let's start with the packaging. So inside the box, it comes with the microphone itself, a USB wire, a pop filter, and a boom arm, which is something I actually really love about this microphone set. It comes with everything that you need to get started. And since this product is mainly focused on budget content creators and streamers, it's really nice that it already comes with everything that you need. Instead of having to buy, the boom arm, the microphone, and the pop filter separately on, like on Amazon or something, you can just get it in one package, which is also good for the environment. It's also just a lot more convenient for the customer instead of having to as I said, buy other products at the same, which is also really convenient for the customer, which helps save time and money. So the first thing you're definitely going to notice about all of the items in this microphone set is the build quality. I know the price is only $55, and you can definitely tell that they did do their best to make the quality the best they could, but it is very noticeable that it is cheap plastic. It does have this shiny look, and it does actually look pretty good, but it is cheap feeling. First feeling I had with the microphone when I first picked it up was the weight. It was super light. It honestly feels like a toy, and that's what you're going to notice about most of the items in the product. And honestly, it's not the worst thing, especially that the price is $55. That is something that you have to consider. But honestly, it's really hard to balance both a good sounding microphone and really good materials for such a low price, so it is understandable why it feels like this. The thing about this microphone is that it has tons of features that I honestly like, and I feel like a lot of people are going to like as well. One of the features is a tap to mute button on the top. Honestly, I love when brands just add things that make your workflow so much easier. And first, with the tap to mute button, that is one of the biggest things that I love on a microphone. Being able to just mute your mic with a slight tap is just so much easier than, when you're streaming and you have to go into OBS and click the mute button. It's just so much faster to just click the button, and then when you want to unmute, you can just click it again. It's just so much better, so much more convenient, which is why they added the button. And there's also why they added the volume gain knob. So let's say you're streaming and someone in your chat says, oh, your microphone is super quiet, or your microphone is way too loud. Instead of having to go again into OBS and change the volume, you can just change it on the fly, which is so much easier and so much better. There is one feature that I know that people wish this microphone had, is a 3.5mm jack. So basically with a 3.5mm jack, you can monitor your audio live. But there are going to be people that say like, oh, you can just monitor it in OBS or Windows sound settings. But it goes back to the same features why there's even a tap to mute button or a volume gain. It's trying to avoid software control, and having these buttons just make it so much easier and more convenient to use, and having that 3.5mm jack would just make it easier. But honestly, for me anyways, it's not the biggest feature, and I feel like for most people it's not going to be the biggest hit. Another feature that the microphone has is the Rgb effect, and yes, it does look really cool, but the one thing that I don't like about it is that it's not customizable. So the problem with that is, let's say your setup is built like light blue, like your setup is all based around the color light blue, which is my setup. If you haven't checked out the video, link in the description below. But basically, since it just kind of changes colors, like it's a radiant little color scheme, like it just changes colors over time, you can't control it at all, which is honestly something I wish you could, because it's such a simple feature. They could probably make a software for it really quickly and just be able to change it to any color you want, but honestly, you just can't even change anything. It's just going to be set to the color it's just going to change to. You can't even turn it off. The only way you can turn it off is when you mute the mic, which is, kind of dumb. That is a feature I wish they do add to a newer version of the microphone, since this is going to be so much more helpful for the user. Okay, so let's get on to the most important part of the microphone review, the sound test. Alright guys, so this is what the microphone sounds like now that it's set up here. And yes, I have been doing tests for about 6 to 7 days now, and honestly, I feel like this is a really good sounding microphone for $55. Currently, we are using no filters, no adjustments at all. This is exactly what the raw audio file would sound like if you had the microphone as well. I think it's really good, but let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, as I'm really interested to see what you guys think. But yeah, we're also going to be doing some different tests here. So yeah, you're probably going to be using this microphone for streaming, for example. So let's say you're just talking into the microphone and you're playing a game, so you're going to hear obviously keyboard sounds, and this microphone I feel like does pretty well with like handling kind of background noise. You do hear some things. Currently my window is open, so you might hear some of the cars that are passing outside. You might hear my PC with the fan, and you're probably going to be hearing the keyboard and mouse clicking here. So yes, it doesn't handle background noise the best, but it's also not the worst I've heard. It is like a directional microphone, so you can actually only talk into the front, and that's really where all the main audio should be heard from. You shouldn't really hear anything from the backside. So but yeah, you're probably going to hear some other things in the background, especially when I'm pressing my keyboard and there's like a lot of fans and like noise kind of going around me. So yeah, but I feel like it does pretty good with my testing. I feel like it definitely is better than some of the microphones in the same price range, so that's really good. So now we're going to do a plosive test. So we're just going to say a couple words here, and yeah, you're going to be able to hear it without the pop filter. So plate, pantry, perform, present, impromptu, place, property, parsley, public, print, pleasant. Okay, so that's what it sounds like without the pop filter. Now we're going to add the pop filter onto it and see what the difference sounds like. Plate, pantry, perform, present, impromptu, place, property, parsley, public, print, pleasant. And from what I heard, it does have a little bit of improvement with the pop filter. It's obviously nothing crazy because this is a cheap pop filter. Obviously, it's not going to be the best thing, but it definitely does work. And honestly, it's really nice to have at such a low price budget. So yeah, guys, this is what the microphone sounds like. Honestly, I feel like it's one of the best sounding microphones at this price range. And there's obviously ways you can make it even better by using filters or plugins, but I'm not really going to get into any of that because there's a ton of videos on YouTube that you guys can follow, which are going to do it better than me. So I'm going to link some of them in the description below that I personally use, and those videos are going to help you make your microphone sound the best possible, even if you're not just using this one and you just want to improve your own microphone. But yeah, guys, I am super impressed with this microphone set. I feel like if you're a beginning content creation or streamer, this is the perfect bundle that you should start looking into. It sounds good, it comes with everything that you need, and honestly, just with a few improvements and maybe a newer version, it will be a really good budget microphone. First, with the tap to mute, obviously, as you guys can see, it's a little bit finicky. As you can see, it's currently not working even at all right now. And well, it did work right there, but yeah, it was a little bit late. And also being able to adjust the RGB to a specific color or even turn it off, because you know, some people don't actually want to see the RGB or they want it to match their setup better. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.